Okay, back. Just wanted to check his recorder is working properly. So, we're gonna make first line of our heavy infantry like that. Archers, like here. Spearmen we're gonna place like here, and light infantry I'm gonna keep them like here. Spearmen 5, 6, cavalry. Yeah, I wanna take my cavalry as up to this statue of Zeus because I want lightning bolts on my field. And yeah, this is something different than in previous game in First King Arthur, because you can win battle without controlling those victory locations, but if you will get them, then you will always be at upper hand, because you don't want a lightning bolt poking your heavy infantry, same as some kind of other nasty stuffs. You want to use them at full strength versus your enemy. Yeah, the game is, as I told, it's not fully fixed. It has a lot of performance issues, and remember that I'm recording now, so I'm always got some FPS in my back because of that. But still, the game is really looking nice. Okay, we're gonna focus a bit on the battle. Yeah, on the map I see that enemy just sent one of his force. I'm gonna use lightning. Lightning is not working for now, it just took some of enemy shields, magic shields. I'm gonna make a line here, keep my archers here, or even I'm gonna start firing with them right now. Infantry, light infantry, I will keep us here. Yeah, that's why. I'm gonna form shield war from my first line, because they will get bonus versus archers. I will use a skirmish formation for my archers, and I will back up those Suwa spearmen a bit because they are under fire. Yeah, I'm gonna engage those, and I'm gonna engage like this one. We need some support here because our archers will be in deep shit soon. I need to quick check my cavalry, yeah, and send them here to capture this location. Here's going fine. I need to back up my archers because I don't want them to get into melee. I will use slow spell on this unit, and I will get my spearmen into them. So on the left flank is going okay. Those units, they've got some kind of blessing. It's from that Roman shrine that is somewhere there. Soon I will have another. I have now, so I'm gonna use my lightning bolt. Oh yeah, and look, fucking crazy! Like entire heavy infantry units just perished because of lightning bolt. So remember, oh shit! I need to back up my archers. Come on, archers, go! Don't go into melee. So yeah, the magic in this game is crazy. If you will just like ignore magic, then you will be in deep shit. I can only say this. Okay, we got another Roman shrine, and we take my cavalry over here, and I will keep back upping my poor archers that will be soon in deep shit. Or I will get them into melee for now, I will take those 3 units here on keep fire on those rebel archers, and I'll get them into skirmish so they move faster. And those units, those rebels, go. Oops. Yeah, some heavy. Oh, I'm gonna check something in the options. Yeah, remember you can check those options and use stuff like unit behavior and send them to hold. So when your fight will begin, they will not just gonna like berserk and attack anything that is moving around. And go. Here's fighting still going on.
Fire!
Cavalry is close. Good. Yeah, the graphic is really nice. I have problems with camera still. I'm used so much to those Total War cameras. Come on, recorder, stop doing silly thingies. Shoot, my spearmen are under fire from here. I'll get them like this. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna get my archers back from this fight, so those units can still fight. I'm gonna back on them, use normal formation and charge. And keep those archers here for rebel warriors. Come on, spearman unit here. Those are fighting. I will pull back one spearman from here to move this way, and I'm gonna use cavalry as full charge. And the cavalry has some kind of impact, so with trampling. So just watch. This blue stuff is like the speed of them, so they can just like charge and bypass, as you see. Look here. Yeah, and when they will lose this impact, then they will just like stop and they'll start fighting. And you can always take them back and do the charge again. Yeah, it's a bit harder on these challenging difficulties with losing men and stuff like this. Come on. Some nice thrust from the spear. Oh, and this circle, it's a circle of command that has a warlord. So champion will have some kind of melee abilities, and the other one will have some kind of spells, like, I don't know, some kind of harmful spells. Oops. So yeah, we lost almost 400 troops, they lost almost 2000, and it's done. Yeah, and the difference is, there is some kind of difference between normal and challenge, because on a normal I lost about 100 men only, maybe less. Okay, so we are going to follow. Can I do something like artifact now? Yeah, he auto-equipped them. Yeah, it's a bit silly that your gauntlets are like entire armor, so when you will get like plate armor and you will put yours, then you have to remove those, and I don't know why they didn't did any kind of additional slots for I don't know, boots and gowns and stuff like that. I don't know. So the rebel army is done, and we do get something here. Okay, they want me to move to this place, because at this point I'm unable to retrain army or anything like that. I need to go to Senate and deal with them.
You survived the deadly silence at the wall. You came home and took back what belonged to you. However, that was only the beginning. Now you have to enter a real viper's nest. The marble halls of Ibaracum, where you'll face the representatives of the noble families. In order to fulfill your destiny, you must have yourself acknowledged as a senator. For the first time in your life, you see the main square of Ibaracum as the perfect symbol of what the provinces have become. Crumbling palaces, cracked flagstones, all hidden in the shadows of the past, cringing before the gigantic statues built by Emperor Hadrian. On the broad steps of the Senate building, you come across an unusually large gathering where small groups gather to scheme and gossip. The news of your return must have reached here sooner than you'd thought. You feel their questioning stares while you are climbing the steps. Muffled voices herald your arrival in the gloomy vaulted hall. You notice that some of the senators quickly withdraw into the shadows. You walk briskly past the row of marble columns and enter the chamber of the Senate. The chamber of the Senate resembles a large cauldron, where the rows of seats gradually descend towards the speaker's stand. When you arrive, the only person there is the censor, the administrator responsible for keeping the catalogue of the meetings, but the crowd follows you.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna follow the tradition. I will introduce myself to censor.
The censor shakes his head sadly. My sincere apologies, but you are not a member of the Senate. You have no right to speak here. You feel the nauseating surge of anger rising again. This man can't fathom the things you went through, but you might give him a taste.
I will restrain myself from violence, because I think this is not a place for this.
You simply sneer at the censor.
By the gods of Ibaracum, I didn't see any bills of proscription outside that announced my death and put my family property up for sale. I inherited my father's post as a senator, and I intend to act like it.
Yeah, I will ignore what he just said, and I'm gonna take my father's former seat.
An augur walks into the hall, wearing his traditional robe with its blood-red stripes. He invokes the blessings of the gods on the assembly, then summons the senator with the highest rank present, Cornelius Severus. Cornelius Severus is a noble-looking man with silver hair and a very powerful presence. After greeting the Senate, he immediately turns to you.
I see that Septimus Sulla is making an unexpected appearance among us. May I ask for his formal acceptance into our ranks?
Oh yeah, and as you see, there's some city glitching here, like missing icon, so they need to patch this.
The senators argue among themselves for a while, carefully weighing every word. It takes a while until the noise in the hall subsides. Then an elderly member of the Ordo Equester raises to speak. aging senator puts your request to the vote, and the senators reach a unanimous agreement. Afterwards, Cornelius Severus walks to the speaker's platform, but only to ask you to speak.
And I will honor the tradition, and I ask the head of Messala family to step up.
Pompeius Messala is a small, fat man with beady eyes.
Oh,
His speech is nothing but a set of empty phrases and an example of outrageous pretentiousness. And you are relieved when the head of the Quintus family, the commander of the legions, replaces him on the stand. The Quintus family is responsible for the legions of Iberacum, so Horatius Quintus begins his speech with a warning about the growing number of Picts sneaking through the weak defenses of the wall. He insists on increasing the number of soldiers, which leads to a heated debate.
He has good point. I will take his side in this debate.
He is right.
You bellow.
Iberacum is under constant attack from all sides, and chaos reigns in our provinces. You shouldn't be afraid of a despotic dominion born of a strong army. You should be afraid of the barbarians conquering our lands.
The debate is long and tiresome. Finally, they decide to vote. The lower-ranking senators carefully wait until the more powerful members raise their hands.
And I vote to increase the size of the army.
The Senate votes in favor of the proposal, and they agree to increase the size of the army of Iberacum. Horatius Quintus returns to his seat. Now, it's your turn to speak.
Senators,
You begin bitterly.
you ordered me to the wall to help the Caracalla family against the invading Picts. And then I was left alone, betrayed by those who sought my help. Lies, shouts one of the Caracallas. We had to move back to our states to defend ourselves.
I will let his interruption slip.
Most of my warriors died in that battle. I was left for dead, bleeding from my wounds, and it is a miracle that I survived. And for what? To come home and see my family destroyed, my estates burned to the ground? I stood up for you, and you betrayed me.
The senators exchange ashamed glances. Instead of the usual commotion, this time eerie silence fills the marble wall.
I will start talking about that I suspect the existence of a conspiracy of Iberacum.
I'm talking about the series of seemingly accidental events that somehow still led to the destruction of my family. Don't they sound suspicious? Should I also mention the absence of the Caracalla family from the battle, or the unknown soldiers who looted my lands?
The senators can't contain their anger anymore. The noise quickly becomes deafening.
These are only assumptions. We demand proof.
However, you sense uncertainty in the air that is far from the angry disbelief that they display.
We don't have any kind of proof, so we better stop with this.
I admit I can't prove anything, but I never dared to hope that my words alone could convince this noble congregation. So this wasn't the reason that brought me here. No, senators, we have some more pressing matters to attend to. You all know the consultum the Senate passed 100 years ago. That decree set the terms that still apply to the families lending military or financial help for the protection of the wall. Namely, that all losses sustained must be covered by the other families. The Sulla family defended the wall, and thus the whole realm against the tide of the Picts. And what was the price we paid? We lost everything. Our soldiers, slaves, and estates are gone, not to mention the personal losses. I demand compensation.
Cornelius rises from his bench.
We need time to study the decree that Septimus Sulla quoted with such fervour. It would be unwise to make the provinces of Iberacum pay for someone's mistakes in leadership, or the inexperience of his family in the treatment of their slaves.
I try to remain patient and answer those ridiculous charges.
Yes, we occasionally grant freedom to our slaves, although not as often as you seem to think. And we don't send them away to die in the arena or use them for dark rituals. The cause of the rebellion is not the fact that they want to live, but that they want to live better. As regards my expertise in leadership, the Senate could always ask the opinion of some battle-hardened soldiers and centurions, instead of listening to the inaccurate assumptions commonly shared by merchants and the believers in the barbarian ways of warfare.
The uproar is so loud that it's almost ear-piercing. This is clearly a debate that will go into the annals of the Senate. Finally, the augur has to intervene personally, but it takes some time until everyone calms down. Now the Senate will vote on the matter of your compensation. The Senate offers you 2,000 gold and grants you an auxiliary force until you've gathered a new army.
And the debate is over, the Caracals leave the half immediately, and so on and so on. And after everything, we've got this 2,000 gold, plus 1 Sulla Auxilia, so this will be this light infantry. The Caracal were like a bit in confrontation with us, so our relations with them are -2, plus 6 quintus, because we approved their gathering of armies, so we need to bigger armies for defending of these provinces. Messala because of accusation of dark magics, and Severus same. And on. And yeah, now we can retrain. No, we can't retrain here yet, but I can take this unit here. Good. And those are chronicles, so it's like a logbook that is recording everything that is just happening from the beginning of the game. So it has. If you want to read, I just like pause the video here. I will slowly just skip, and this will be Sulla. This will be Messala. This will be the Caracalla family, the Servus family, and the Quintus family. So if you want to read, so just pause those. Yeah, here are about the Romans in Britannia. So, but still remember that it's in fantasy world, so it's not history. Do not follow this as some kind of history, but as a fantasy world, is really nicely done. So yeah, we have to move to our land. Come on, go.
On my way.
And here we can recruit and retrain our soldiers. So I want 1 additional cavalry, because 2 cavalry sometimes it's just not enough, especially if you have to chase some goddamn archers. 4 archer infantry units should be fine for now. I don't want any more of them. I would mostly use like 3 and then focus a bit more on heavy infantry, but I don't have heavy infantry for now. Oh wait, I do. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, some kind of triarii, and I would like to have 3 of them. And I will explain you why. Because first, they are very good against cavalry units, and the second thing, they are extremely good against monsters like beasts, warhounds, giants, and any kind of crazy thing like that. So 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. I think I'm just gonna... Ah shit, I can abandon them here. And I would like to, but I can't. When I will be able, I'm just gonna leave them into some kind of castle. And I will recruit 1 additional heavy infantry because I need... And I can't disband my units at this point, so yeah. And I'm gonna use this upload all units. It will cost me 1,500 golds, and it will replenish my units on the next turn. So more tutorials hopping out, but I already know them.
Hera Septimus Sula, finest commander of the provinces. The mighty Senate of Eboracum orders you to move to the north. The marauding Picts have crossed the wall again, and they are wreaking havoc in the countryside. We need you there to assist the Caracalla family by driving the Picts out of the province.
Okay, so we do have additional quest, or rather storyline, and we have to deal with Picts, but I'm gonna quick save here, and I will go make tea, because I forgot about this, and like I wanted to go after the battle, but yeah, those games. Okay, be right back to you. And back.
Yes, my liege.
I'll get some tea. Okay, so oh yeah.
I bring a message from Cornelius Severus, my lord. The venerable senator received word that the Caracalla family means to negotiate with the Picts marauding on this side of the wall. Their intention is to incite the Picts against the Sula family. My master advises you to act first and turn the Picts against the Caracallas before they carry out their plan.
Oh yeah, so we do have some kind of diplomacy options, and I have like 15k gold. So this with Cerberus, there's some kind of trade agreement here.
The Severus family has built an extensive trade network all over New Rome and the territories beyond, giving them access to weapons and armor that surpass in quality even the masterworks of the smithies in Eboracum. They also trade in rare herbs. If you could make a profitable trade agreement with the Severus family concerning these rare goods, it would improve your armies considerably.
Oh yeah, I think I see another glitch here. Like there's supposed to be something here. Steel, Zephyrus, units, defense, first art. It's upload cost. I'm gonna take this. Okay, what do we have here? Military training and trade agreement. First trade agreement.
The stables of the Quintus family are widely known for their superior qualities. They breed excellent mounts, war horses and simple draft horses alike. When Horatius Quintus breaks with his own traditions and finally decides to sell horses to the nobles of Eboracum, you immediately set out to negotiate the terms.
So for horses I will take like 1 cavalry units. Yeah, we take bonus for one of our cavalry units. It will be plus 50% damage and some defense. We'll take for this one and select done. Oh, and yeah, keep in mind that those thingies you can they are refreshing after a time, so like this military.
The most powerful army in Eboracum belongs to Horatius Quintus. He commands great strategists and experienced soldiers. You might take advantage of the good relations between the two families and organize a joint military exercise.
So we have like 3 tabs here, and sometimes, not always, the most profitable are always in the 3rd tab, and the most money desirable. So yeah, I think I will still follow with elite training, because this will be for heavy infantry units, and I would like to give them +10 defense, because 50% damage, it's nice, but it will be less than +10 defense overall. And if your units will be like, oh wait, I'm gonna take this unit and this, so it's heavy infantry. I'm gonna close this and show you. So yeah, look, they have like melee damage 60, and now defense 45, the others 135. So it's better for them to get this kind of crazy boost. And when I was playing this first time, I was going for defense, and it was good choice, at least for me, because I didn't have to retrain so many units after battles. They were like standing longer in the field, defending. It was much better. So Malahut Queen. We're gonna take them non-aggression treaty.
Your advisors previously informed you that the Queen of Malahat might agree to a non-aggression treaty, but she is likely to demand tribute in return.
I think I can... No, it's like 3 plus more, it's not that much. I'm not gonna pay her anything, I'm just gonna give her my word that I'm not gonna attack them. We've got some trade agreement too.
There are new quarries in the hills of Malahot that provide cheap stones as building materials. You begin trade talks to negotiate a long-term agreement for building supplies.
I'm not gonna take this because this is for building, and there is not that much buildings or building any kind of castles or whatever in prologue. So we'll skip that and we'll go here.
Although the Masalas have a reputation as decadent aristocrats,
this will
they
be for
employ
archers.
the best bowmakers in Eboracum, the descendants of the very first bowmakers of the former Roman provinces. If you could reach a beneficial trade agreement with the family, you could equip your archers with masterwork bows in the future.
Yeah, and here's the thing. The shooting damage is not as much good as accuracy. And accuracy in this game is doing crazy things. I'm not gonna marry her. Well, I'm gonna show you this, but it's like one of his Pompeius friends, I guess, has a daughter, and we can marry to her. It has some like +10 to their reputations, and even we can pay for this to get like some kind of wedding. But I'm not gonna do this. I don't want this now. Here are sentinels. So sentinels are some kind of let's just say paladins. They are wandering the land and clearing any, I don't know, rebellion forces or some evil forces. Let's just keep to this. They are paladins, something like this. I'm gonna take them.
Relations between the Order of the Sentinels and the province of Eboracum have always been fairly good, marred only by rumors about the Caracalas and the questionable dealings of the Masalas. A military conflict with them is quite unlikely. Still, It is perhaps wise to establish separate relations and prepare for that unlikely event.
I do not have any kind of lots of artifacts, so I don't want to waste anything now. I will just gonna do normal non-aggression strategy without paying additional costs. And so brigands, so those are some kind of rebellion forces, I guess. And gonna
The people of the Brigantes are very reclusive, but your spies have managed to gather valuable knowledge that can help you earn their trust. One of their sacred relics, the idol of the goddess, is now in the possession of the Sentinels, who regard it as an unholy item. If you somehow returned this relic to the Brigantes, they would most certainly be grateful.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I don't want to destroy my relations with Sentinels, as I just improved them. So I will just pay the gold and get good relations with them. And Caracalla family, of course. Caracalla family is the family that is strongly focused with magical thingies, and they are protecting this this wall.
The Caracallas have been the keepers of arcane secrets since the time of Hadrian. They kept this knowledge well, even through the more mundane ages, and now that the tides of magic have returned, they have doubled their efforts to understand and use magic better. Their research is very expensive, though, and they are willing to share some of their secrets with the other families for a price.
I don't think I need potion for spellcasting faster. The good thing will be cooldown reduction. Nah, I don't have any kind of offensive spells. I just have only like slow spell, so I don't need this as that much. Unfortunately, I can't speed this up as... Oh, I can!
The army broke through Hadrian's wall and found refuge in a fortified Roman villa near the main roads. They are looting and plundering the Caracalla lands, constantly harassing the wealthy villages. Your scouts report that they are too weak to move deeper into the Roman lands, but they will surely continue wreaking havoc where they are.
So we're gonna start. This is some kind of storyline and quest at the same time, so it's not like start and go into the battle. So we need to decide what we are going to do with them. So first up, we've got some moving against the pigs. We have to protect our province at all cost. We deal with them. So it's like only go to the battle or position and do defense. The second tab is you can pay to them. So they will leave your land, but it's like unknown consequences, so you don't know. They can take your gold and still attack you, or attack your ally, I guess the Caracalla family at this point. You can invite their leader to negotiate and try to set them against the Caracallas, as the Servus family was telling us that Caracalla is doing some kind of plot against us, but the Servus can do his own plots against me and the Caracalla at the same time, so this could be a trap. You can trust no one. And the last choice is like invite the chieftain and set a trap, then just kill him, and then you will start a fight, but they will be like crippled because their leader will be dead, so there will be no heroes on the battlefield on their side. But yeah, it's like +1 to Tyrann, so I'm not gonna go this way. I don't want this kind of thingy for me. I'm not that kind of person. And yeah, the third is negotiation with the Caracalla family. Yeah, so I could destroy the picked army to raise my reputation with the Caracallas and ignore the proposal of Severus. So the Severus will get mad on me because I didn't listen to his that the Caracallas are evil and they are doing something to me. I could do the same, destroy the pigs and tell Caracallas that Severus is plotting against him, but this, of course, the Caracalla will be like approve for us, but the Severus will just start hating us, and I don't want to do any kind of civil war inside our own borders, like inside Eboracum. And the third is destroy the Pixed army if the Caracallas pay. So the Caracallas will be unhappy because they need to pay you. So I think I will just go with this. It's some kind of lesser evil. You will have Caracallas and just ignore the proposal Severus family, because if the Caracallas are against me, I will deal with them anyway, if I have to. But if not, let it be. So yeah, those are some kind of Pixed veterans. They are much better than some simple rebellion. So they're almost at the match of my Axila, and some Pixed archers. They are also good, shooting damage 200. My archers are 350. Oh yes, and on normal difficulty, those numbers are much lower than on challenging. So also yes, here so are some kind of beasts, and those are wargs. So I will have to use my spearmen. I will call them triarii against those wargs, and a Talonfolk. Those are crazy flying units, and the best way to deal with them is to just focus fire from archers, because they take additional damage from ranged attacks, and any kind of melee attacks is just weak against them, because every time they are just doing some kind of crazy air attack from the sky, so your units can fight them only back when they are flying very low. So yeah, 2 giants. Normally they will be like 3 or 4 giants, but it looks like they are beaten by something, and their leader is also beaten. I can see him. Yeah, so I think I could kill him quickly, but we'll see. Let's go now to the battle.